first thing I want to talk about today is that I did ask about the war and are we going into a lockdown? And the world is going into some sort of temporary lockdown, not like it was before. That was just the exercise to see who would obey. Um, Not all countries will go into lockdown, only the ones that are at war. So countries like us in New Zealand, we won't because we're further away from it. However, they will restrict us from moving or going out of the country. And that is because a lot of the countries will have airports closed. So we won't be able to get to certain destinations anyway. So it'll be no point flying. It'll be like, restriction on travel with your car, that kind of thing, and it will be standard across the country. It won't be all this other business, red light, green light, whatever they had during COVID. Um,
Mm.
It'll just be standard. It'll be like go to the shops, and if you don't have to go to the shops, order online, that kind of thing. Okay. So we're kind of really okay here, but I'm talking about the countries in Europe, UK, Australia will have some sort of control over it and so forth. So it will be short term, it won't be long term, but it's other things going on in the back end. So I did ask what's going on in the back end, and it's a big sweep, a big cleanup. And the cleanup is all the extra little bits that have been hanging around like debris in the system is being wiped, cleaned, and the immigration system tidy up before the banking system can be announced,
Mm.
because you've got to be found and you've got to be ready to be notified. And to be notified that this banking system is changing, they need to know where to find you. Now, talking about a lot of the migrants, a lot of them will not get Jasara Nasara. They have not done the work. They have not got the consciousness, and a lot of them are NPCs and clients. So they will go without. They will be returned to wherever they came from. I'm talking about the ones that do horrific crimes and have no consciousness, no spirit. They will not receive Nasara Jasara. In fact, they'll probably go back to cloning stations and things like that, be destroyed. I don't know what they do with them, but that's just a guess. I was told that they will not receive because they're not part of the true consciousness of the universe. So we have got Jasara Nasara coming it's not going to be called that, and it's going to become something quite big towards the end of the year, early next year. And then they have to do this big sweep, big clean, and even clean the oil countries where they've been trading on this fiat dollar, because that's what it's all based on. So that's another reason why it's happening. They're having to clean all that up. So the other thing that's going to happen is a lot of precious jewels, um, things like oil, gas, things like that, will eventually drop in price because they've been raised to a certain cost by the fake fiat dollar. And I'm talking things like diamonds, that kind of thing. They will not be worth anything in the end because it's a cabal money making scheme. And as we know, the Herkimer diamond is the one that is actually really worth something because it's connected to consciousness. Any questions around that?
No, that all totally makes sense. Thank you for clarifying.
I think the biggest problem is that people are going to find out that planes don't run on fuel. It's another thing, clearing all that, understanding
Mm.
how the planes really run. Because at the moment they're saying it's fuel shortages, but the fuel doesn't fill up in the planes. You don't see it being filled up. Those big tanks that take so many gallons of fuel do not fit in the wings of a plane. The plane would never lift off the ground full, start. So that's another thing. The whole system has been ripping passengers off for a very long time. This is an opportunity for them to bring in new forms of transport as well. Remember, I channeled a while back that we would see the flying trains. They're like a passenger plane, but without the wings because they don't really need the wings. They don't really need wings to fly.
Mm.
So this is what's going on. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And we just have to be patient and understand what's happening towards the end of the year, sort of from our spring, overseas autumn. We'll start to see the results. So we're just going to get through the winter here, and on the other side of the world, the summer, and then we'll see the results coming in. That's what's been going on. A lot of people are saying it's again like the Ukraine fake war. Everyone's going to work, everyone's doing the normal stuff that they normally do. It's the same with the Middle East. It's not happening. It's not happening. Simple as that. It's just a way to be able to control the masses, keep them at home while things get done. And of course, airports are the worst because they're portals, they're travel portals. They're also where people go missing. They're also where people can get from one country to another. And that's where documentation and everything is controlled at the border. So there's all those sort of things happening. Right. The other one I asked about was about fasting. So a lot of light workers now are fasting. A lot of them aren't having breakfast, or a lot of them are having something for lunch and then dinner or whatever. I mean, I don't eat usually till about 10:30, 11. I used to get up and have a smoothie or something like that, but now I tend to not even need anything first thing in the morning. Most people are eating midday, early afternoon. Is that good for our systems? How does our systems work? Are we meant to fast as many hours as they say? Now, the other thing is it can border on, depending on the body, a danger zone. So you shouldn't go over too much because then you put pressure on your organs. And this was my concern because people think that they're doing the right thing by being healthy and fasting for periods of time, but it can actually put more pressure on your organs if you're not used to it. So I'm just going to call Master Orbit and confirm with you what I know. And if there's anything that you've got around fasting or the topic of food, let me know. Okay, so just help me bring in Master Orbit. He's sort of, very direct, straightforward, as you know, and he will give us a pretty straightforward answer. He's been at a council meeting. He just said he's just come in his blue gown, council meeting, black collar, royal blue, sort of sapphire blue. It's a gorgeous gown. It looks like a velvet type of fabric, but it's not. He's asking, what do I want? Okay, so Father Master Orbit, I have my Rainbow Sisters here in the world at the other side of the camera. The fasting question of light workers fasting, the world fasting. What is your take on that for the human Godman body as we get more content of light within our bodies? Dear Kalini, welcome Rainbow Sisters. Lovely to see you all. It's been very busy today. In our time, we're extremely busy working behind a lot of the systems that are failing on Earth, especially the medical system. He said, and he's showing me med beds, technology, that kind of thing in my mind's eye. Rollouts he's talking about. They'll be coming soon. Don't listen to people that are already talking about med beds. They have not been made available yet. Be very careful. There's lots of scams being played out on Earth and hijacked. you're asking about fasting, and I can answer that for you. Not that I am human Godman, but we are all one with the universe, and therefore our consciousness is affected to how we run our bodies, because our bodies are energy and fuel is needed to run energy. So the way we look at it is you eat when you need to eat. However, you do need to keep track of your bodies because your bodies are not run the way we run ours. Therefore, you are mostly run on water, and that is a case of keeping track of your water intake. So show me like a big goblet and sapphire water, ruby water. It's got all different types of waters for the different types of bodies. And in the future, you will drink different water for your needs or for your body in the way that it is run. That will be your fuel. He said natural water, natural juices. Okay, so there is no clock, there is no time. You eat when you feel what best suits you. However, be very careful how you go about this, as long periods of time can cause the body to collapse and put strain on your muscle. And he showed me a beating muscle. Is it our hearts? Yes, your hearts, your organs. So be careful how long you go without food. Keep it to a certain limit. And he's showing the heart again because it puts strain on. He said it can actually be worse for you than actually having a piece of fruit or something like that just to keep yourself going. This is why it is handy to have fruit on you at all times. Things like apples or oranges or something, a pear, a banana, just have that just to keep going, because it can then reverse any damage that could be happening at the time to the organs. He said, but there are no rules here. Do what best suits you. Best what suits the person. Do not go for too longer periods because your bodies are not used to it like us. We are more light bodies. We are more in tune to what we need for our systems, whereas you have been in dense energy and therefore you need to be more concerned about the way you go about it.
Oh, thank you.
So that's interesting because we need to follow, he's saying, follow your intuition. Okay, so I'm just going to ask him because some people go for like 14, 15 hours without eating. No, be careful. Don't go over 12. Stay under the 12 on Earth time. Okay. I try to stay under 12. I usually stay under 12. Okay, so that's what he's saying about that. Any questions?
No, that's very good. That's
Okay,
very good. Thank you.
Yeah, he's showing me his body. He doesn't have veins. He has light threads running through his body,
Wow.
like neon lights, little threads.
Yes.
That's what their bodies are like. The light. He said, oh, and I've been asking him about my phlegm, and he said that's because your body's getting lighter. You're coughing up, releasing a lot of stuff that your body has held over the years as well. That's another form of clearing. So they were the couple of questions that I had on my mind. So let's go to Sharon's first because she's got a few. And they're good ones. Okay, so what can we do? What can we be doing as individual humans, Godmans, to prepare physically, mentally, and spiritually for what's to come? Well, another thing is what Master Orbit just said, be careful how you look after your bodies because you can actually put too much strain on them. They're not used to it. And this is something that, the raw community and the breath people, they put too much strain on their bodies. They're the ones that live off air and don't eat and drink. And then people have followed that lady in Australia that have passed away. So you've got to be very, very careful. So he's just saying be aware of the way that you physically look after yourselves. And the other thing is that one thing that kept coming through to me was the walking on grass, again, about the feet, about the codes, because the transmission of codes come out and then they come back in. So it's like refueling your light codes. And he said, talking about being in one with nature. So that's the physical side. The mental side, we have to keep doing our activations. This is another thing about preparing ourselves. The mental work that we do with our consciousness and with our meditations, that kind of thing, and tuning into who you truly are. So do that self-discovery work, because once you know who you are and understand yourself, you will start to understand other people and their problems and issues. It's part of being able to see it clearly. And this blindfold that the world has had over their eyes and everything is now being cleared so that you can work on yourselves and then be able to work on others to help them mentally. But mentally, you can never 100% be prepared, because every incident, every person is different. So your reaction will be different, because we've got a lot that goes into it. We have our emotional side as well. Spiritually, though, is more consciously, be conscious aware. And that's very, very important. The consciousness of where you are at, the clearer, the purer you are, the easier it is to deal with anything and stand back and see it clearly and work with it in a manner where you wouldn't have in the past. You wouldn't have panicked. You wouldn't have felt threatened. You wouldn't have got upset. You wouldn't have got emotional. You'll be far more grounded and far more together to be able to manage things clearly. So it's about where you are consciously in your own consciousness, where you are in your own mental clarity, and physically doing the exercises, do all the breathing exercises, do the, inner child exercise, do the stretching and the reaching out to God and asking for his help, and bring those codes into you through your hands and through your feet and through your hair, which is what we're slowly working on. So it's all part of that. The ones that aren't ready will want to be like you. So you're going to be the way shower. And the way shower is living that way. And it's very much like the disciples. They lived a certain way, and people that followed them lived that way, and they were all healthy. They had great lives. There was none of what's going on now, but if you follow a certain way of living, you're going to be able to manage things a lot easier. It's going to make things a lot lighter. That is where religion is wrong, because they try to control you by certain belief systems. It's better not to have any belief system. Just believe there's a greater God out there. Work on your own personal growth, consciousness and development and codes, and then you can help others. You'd be more open to helping them and being able to be more stable for them. Because if you're not there, you tend to be sucked up into it, and you attract that energy and draw it into yourself, and then it stops your growth. So you're better to be working on yourself first. There is still yet a lot to come. And so these people are slowly changing as well. So some of them are going to be a lot more prepared than you think for you to work with them.
Okay.
Can you please give us some foresight into what's coming? The big event that when that happens will send the world into chaos. Yes. And us light workers will need to step up to support those around us. I'm going to ask, let's see who comes in for the Commander Asha. He's looking at you, Sharon. Tilt the hat. I haven't got one to tilt. I'll pretend. Again, there is no time, but there is a huge plan taking place in the world. All right, let's bring them in. This year is the year of reveals. We are in what we call a year of sharing the truth. So he's showing me a big screen, like electronic screen, and he's showing me the plan of all the different stages, everything we're going through in media and the public arena. He said, and then there's this you people, the light workers behind the scenes doing all the work. And he said, what you're doing to that is you're changing the outcomes. You are creating the new world. So that can be playing in the background, but the work you're doing is changing the outcome. And that is a good thing because it's going to take a lot of power, energy, and force to bring it through. And that is why the more the light workers do their conscious work and do their activations and their new earth work ready to rebuild, that slide, that projected world will disappear. He's showing me after this year, so early next year, be prepared for more change and big change. This is the change that a lot of people have been waiting for. I cannot tell you if it's the exact moment or event that you've been waiting for because we have not been told, we have not been informed. Nobody knows this. It is when the energy, the consciousness, and all is one with one and the true alignment that it takes place. You, dear ones, will see great things. You will see the top of the cat be open and be exposed to the space above you and below you and all things that are great and of light and of pureness. This new world is unbelievable to you and you cannot even start to imagine what it's like. We have seen it. We know what's there. And for you to be working towards this is your reward. He said it's coming very shortly, but we cannot give you a time. He said, but be prepared, dear ones, do your work, keep your consciousness up because only consciousness gets you there. We love you all. Commander Usher.
Commander Usher. Wait.
All right. Does that help, Sharon?
Yeah. Yep.
So sometime next year, I reckon. Because by 2030 should be the new Earth. By 333, 33 is the year of consciousness. That's when we reach it. So 2030 will be new Earth because it takes 3 years, say, to get there. That's how I see it. By 2033, because the 333, which is the Christ number. So next year, which is going to be a big year, because we're going into a 9-year completion. 27 is a 9.
So is it 27 or 2027? So it'd be an 11.
No, just the 27 because it's year is the century, what we're in, 2000, but it's just the year 27. So 2 and 7 is 9. Like at the moment we're in an 8, which is the reveals that's bringing the abundance. 8 is abundance number, which will bring in the new banking system next year, hopefully. So everything's going to start happening from next year onwards. This has been a big workup. And remember, we're not really in 2027. That's why we can only go by the end of the year figure. And that's why when people do numerology and that, it's not real. You've got to do where you think you are at. That's why a lot of the 3D matrix people get astrology wrong and numerology wrong. Because it's not really where we're at. If that makes sense. But we're working with the 26 and 27 for science. They always said look for the symbolism and the signs. Okay. A lot of people are struggling with mental health these days. Why is that? What can we do to help? Or is it the individual issues? For example, my own human mother, Godman mother. Master Orbit was going to answer this one. I remember him saying, are you there? He's coming in with like a scroll, a thing. He's asking me, do you want to look at an individual, or are you talking consciously for the world?
A bit of both, because there's a lot of people broadly suffering from mental health, but then obviously my mum's dear to my heart, so yeah.
Of all of us. Okay, so did you get that? Yes. He's nodding.
Thank you, Master Orbit.
All right. He's going like this, like I do sometimes. Where I get it from? I did that. It's not like I want to pick my nose. It's just like, he's going. He said, I thought we were finished with this. He's looking at the implant situation and the Tourette's and all those sort of problems. Implants, yeah. Okay. He's showing me controls and implants. A lot of it's implanted matter, not just from a physical implant, like through surgery or through birth, but also spiritual implants. And he said there's a lot of people walking around with attachments. He said you can see it everywhere on the planet Earth. He said there's so many people walking around with attachments that affect their mentality and mental conditions. He said it also affects the heart. And he's going to remember the fractured heart. Yeah. He's also talking about parasites, parasite deep cleanse. Why is it affecting them now? Why is it coming so evident that people have got all these? Because the energy, the frequency of the planet is changing and they don't like it. And so they're exposing themselves because they can't live in the new frequencies and the new light codes that are coming in. And so we see it more clearly now. They've always been there. Okay. He's doing this with like we have electric switches on the wall, and he's going like this, flicking it on and off. And he said that's what happens. It's just like it's constantly on and off, on and off. And that switches the implants on and off, on and off. And he said that this is something that's going to be revealed to many in the future, and that will be healed and removed from them. Many are still suffering though. And he said there's not a lot they can do other than consciously work on themselves. He said, unfortunately, the system that you are under will use medication, and that stops them from wanting to work on it. Therefore, it becomes a vicious cycle where they rely on the medications to feel normal, while the implants, parasites, and other conditions control their mind. He said it's because the consciousness is lifting so high now that those that are suffering, which they feel they're not suffering, they do not know that they are suffering. They feel that they are normal because it's an implant. And the implant is trying to react to what is happening on the outside, because your light codes, the frequency of Earth is getting so much more higher, and they cannot survive and live and remain in those sort of energies, frequency. So it's like a war You've got implants that are causing mental health issues, parasites, you've got disease within the body, and our frequency in the earth is raising, and they like to live here in this sort of energy, and they can't because everything's moving, and so they're trying to pull everyone back, and that's what's causing the mental breakdowns, the mental illness. There's an imbalance, and it's always been there in the brain because that is what's been happening on the planet Earth. Does that make sense to you all? Have I described it clear enough to you, or do you need more on this topic?
No, that's great. Thank you.
So that's interesting because, yeah, it's a battle of the soul.
Yeah.
But they are working. He said it will come right.
It's interesting about the area. We need to know about that as well so that we can work on it.
Well, he said there is something got to be done there. He said because that's why the reptilians can't handle Western Australia.
Mm-hmm.
They start shape shifting as soon as they get there to their reptilian form, and that's happened to a lot of them over there.
Yeah.
AI has been pushed to be used in all areas of life. Is it good or evil? And should we be using it very cautious and have mixed feelings about it all? So do I, especially now that I'm doing all this YouTube work to get my content up. Everything's asking for chat and AI, and it's like, I'm not using it. Okay. AI. Who's answering that? I've got a guy here called Martin from Mars. Hang on. I'm going to find it. Martian Martin. Martian Martin. Looks like Silver Being Man. Oh, because of the AI. Oh, I get you. Okay. I wonder what I was. I've just got to ask, have you been permissioned to come into my energy field and work with us? Yes, I have been given clearance. Okay. What are you telling us? It's nice to meet you too. We're just having a little conversation here. Nice to meet you too. Yes, right. Yes, we are the Rainbow Sisters. Yes, I've heard a lot about you. Oh, well, good. Pleased to know that. Okay, he's talking about AI to me. All right. So he said, I have been sent to give you the message for the AI and how it really is working. Yes, it does steal energy from you. You have to be very careful how much you disclose to it. Well, my question, first of all, was with YouTube, everything's asking you to place everything into the chat so that it actually puts the description and everything together. No, don't do that because it then takes control of your own work. Okay. Okay. There's going to be a big war in the world soon on copyright because nobody owns any of their work anymore because of AI. Okay, don't do it. All right. All right, so stick with what I know best. Yeah. All right, so Sharon's asking, and a lot of us want to know, is it good or is it bad? It depends on what you're using it for and what context, because if it's something that's going to improve a landscape or it's going to improve your design of your house or anything like that, yes, it is good, but do not give any personal information or part of yourself to it. That is when it becomes dangerous. Do not use facial features. Do not use your hands, feet, your private life to it. Only if you need to enhance something to improve your lifestyle. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. So you see there's lots of technology out there. If you're designing a car, designing a house or a landscape or a garden, and you can go and enhance it with AI, that is fun. Anything else to do with you, your personal energy, protect your energy as it is God's energy. You would not give that up freely. So save it for yourself, your own consciousness, and for the one universal consciousness. Once you sell it out, you never get it back. Thank you, Martin. Will we be doing more work with you in the future? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. We appreciate all of you today.
Thank you, Martin.
For protecting us, keeping us safe, giving us advice. Thank you. Wow, he was new. I didn't know who he was. Okay. He got clearance, so that must all be at Letterman.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Oh, it might be too late now, but Melania came out with this like AI robot thing, and I think it's to like replace teachers. That kind of worries me that kids are gonna be working with these AI robots or however it's
something about
I think that will be short-lived, I feel.
it'll be short-lived.
yeah,
It's to break down the school
change
system.
the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to break down the school system. To get rid of the school system.
And those robots don't have consciousness, so they're not going to get through to the new kids like they need to anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so where are we at, Sharon? So the fasting one is a good one for you too to use
Well,
for advice.
I've fasted for up to 10 days before, and I feel fantastic when I do it.
Yeah, so as I said, everybody is different. Everybody reacts differently. They just gave that standard warning, try not to go over 12 hours if you're not used to it, because it puts too much. I mean, I used to fast too, till 3 days. But if you go over that 12 hours and your body's not used to it, it'll put extra strain on your organs.
Oh, yeah. It's not for the faint-hearted.
No. Your consciousness has to be in it too. You know.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's also a test of your mental strength as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm.
You're passionate about what we need more like you. This is coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
I'm just asking about the galactics and their connection with you. It's something to do with that energy of Western Australia too, about coming in too close. Some of them come up from underground. That's why you don't see them. They come up through different channels. And then showing me they go like this around Western Australia. They don't actually land a lot. They land on the outskirts. That's why there's a lot of desert there. Okay, well, that makes sense. It interferes with their instruments.
Right.
The energy there. There's a big vortex. Oh, where is it? It's like the Bermuda Triangle. It can suck them in.
That's interesting.
Okay, where is it? You're showing me. It's like that. Like a whirlpool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's somewhere in Western Australia. He'll get back to me on that one. Okay. Commander Usher. Yeah, so it's like a whirlpool there. So we'll find out more about that. You would have been a good cowboy in a Western movie, Commander Usher. Like a John Wayne character. What is the update on the percentage of the world population? Okay, so we were around about 65, I think, last time.
Right.
I got 75.
Okay.
Telling me that. Hello out there. Miley.
I was just about to say Miley gave us the percentage before.
Yeah, 75. Okay.
Oh, it's going up.
It's gone up. We're good on good.
We're 3/4 of the way there.
So that's good. All right. So when we get to 85, things will be massive change. Well, that gives us the rest of the year, guys.
Yeah.
So we're on par. We're on par with what we've just
Excellent.
been told for New Year.
Things are progressing. Great.
What about EBS? Who's Miley? Okay. Yeah, military are working on this at the moment. Okay. All the testing has been done to make sure the EBS system is working and is clear. However, she said there's still a lot to be done. She said it's not going to be an EBS like you've been getting told. And I've been saying that too. She said, no, it's not 10 days of darkness.
No.
And there's fear mongering going on with the people that are still in the matrix, that still believe they're awake, but they don't have the consciousness. So they just have the fear as well and the mongering of it. And okay. She said, just carry on as normal. Like, you're going to have your food, you're going to have your water. The biggest thing she said is just remember you're all protected for the work that you're doing. She's showing military are helping on people, helping people give out things in areas where they need help. She said, we're not going to shut the world down, put it that way. Things still have to work, go on. It's going to be 10 days. And so we have some countries will get an EBS, others won't. You think will just be shut down for 2 or 3 days, and it will just be called a grid shutdown or something. It'll be disguised as something else, and then the TVs will pop up with articles and things.
Okay.
Okay, so she's saying the more populated countries will need an EBS to put them in place. Other countries that are more relaxed and laid back, it will just will kind of happen remotely, shut down. Like the islands, she said, we can't control islands that don't have good communication and things like that. So, you know, it's not going to be what they say it is. How far away do you think it is? She's showing me migration has to be sorted out first. Again, it's all around this. This migration is big. It's part of the plan. And then after that, I feel, so probably towards the end of the year. What are the 3 pieces of advice that you would give to someone if they were thinking of having a human experience? Who are we asking here?
I was thinking Master Orbiot, I think, when I had the questions in mind.
Like this. Didn't I tell you, why did you put your hand up? Oh, Lordy. Okay.
Just because he's so direct. I like his
No,
style.
he is. And he said, Carlini, I told you not to put your hand up. I tried to teach you from an early age because I knew that was coming. And when I saw you put your hand up, I got the fright of my life. Okay. He said, I can't tell you because I'm not human, Godman. We are all consciousness. So he's talking from a consciousness level.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hang on, what's he coming through on? He said, I can't prepare we not prepare you because every experience is different. However, we can warn you of the pain that you will feel. But now that we're going into a newer earth, it won't be the same. It'll be an easier experience than what some of you have experienced in the past. He said, but when you do become a human for the new earth, you have to be prepared to live a certain way. And that's going to be even harder because it's a new consciousness that none of us know of, because it's the first time a planet has ascended.
Yeah, okay.
He said, but the advice I would give you is to follow your heart, to follow your soul connection with Source, because if you take your eyes off that, is when you get misled.
Makes sense.
Yeah, does. Leaves you open. Stay on track. We're all here for a purpose, remember. If we take our eyes off that for 1 second, you know, it's like steering off a freeway. He's showing me cars going up and down the freeway. So he said that's the most important part of it all. He said, and the new earth will be an easier experience, but you have to be a certain consciousness, and that'll be hard because it's a new consciousness that no one knows of yet. We haven't reached it.
Mm.
So that's good. Okay.
So,
I want to know what Miley and Jojo have been up to.
yeah.
So they said next year the same thing. They said next year is going to be a year of change. This year was reveal and change. Next year is change. And sudden changes. Miley's going, everything's going to be very sudden. It's going to be like very quick, because what's happened this year is they've been preparing us, and we should be more prepared, which we are. A lot of people are now, because they're starting to understand all these wars and things and everything. They're starting to think, oh, well, you can't fall for that one again. And, you know, they're a little bit more prepared. So it's going to be more sudden. And this is what they said when, you know, how everyone is going to be when we get to that point. Well, the consciousness would have raised more. So it's going to be easier to deal with things and with people that need healing. What have you guys been up to? She wants to talk about this whirlpool thing, but she's talking about how the weather here in Earth itself is going back to the original Earth pattern of weather. And she said this is why you're seeing so much different weather patterns all around the world. We're actually putting everything back to the way it was once before. She's saying that it's not the fakes. She's talking about the fake snow, you know, to show them that there was really something going on with what they were doing in the skies with chemicals and things like that. You know, it was coming out in the snow. Remember, they were burning it and it was going black. She said that was to wake them up, wake the masses up to know, to listen to the tinfoil hat people, she said, because it's been happening for a very long time, and it's in our food source everywhere. And that's what they've been cleaning. That's why they've been using the vapor. And that's why you see a lot of the vapor lights coming out of the lower clouds. That's the clearing work they're doing. So they've been doing that a lot around the world. Jojo's going, I'm just following commands. She steers the ship. What else? Have you been coming to Earth much and working with the Alliance and the military? Yes, we do. We come for meetings. Show me an area on the map. Don't disclose it. Okay. That's where you're having meetings? Okay. Okay, so that's them. So they're doing a lot of work. She said a lot of the animals are suffering because of it, because with the snow coming and melting, the animals have been getting sick from it. She said that had to happen. She said, but the animals will be fine. Don't forget, a lot of it was their soul contracts too. Yeah, that's Smiley and Jojo. What else, Smiley? I thought so. Thank you. So, you know how I said to you, there's several people that I think is Miley on social media as a character giving information. She confirmed it
Oh,
on Instagram. I thought it was you. I could tell the way it was. Okay. She said, you'll know which accounts they are. All right. Okay. There's one on there specifically that I'm very, with an accent. Yes. Find it.
You'll have to point her out.
I'll point it out to you. I think I have. I'm sure it's here. Okay. All right. So that's that. Else? Oh, for the Rainbow Sisters. Is there a message for the Rainbow Sisters from anybody?
Well,
You know you've got some new Rainbow Sisters coming.
yay.
Sherry's talking to me.
Hi, Sherry. We
Hi,
love you.
Sherry. Oh, it's making me cry.
See.
She said, I'm well. I'm here. I'm okay. Where are you? With the children.
Of course.
Yeah. She says, don't cry, Amelia. And we all cry for you. But she said, don't cry for me. Be happy. She's showing me when the kittens got eaten by the dog at the farm. And remember, she was really upset because her beautiful dog got the kittens. She said, I've got the kittens with me.
Oh,
She was really worried about that. She said she went quick. Yeah, I knew.
oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't suffer. I've met Mary Magdalene and I've met Mother Mary. I'm back where I belong.
Mm.
Don't miss me. We're together. That's exactly what Sharon said. Tis in our hearts. I'm with you all the way.
Yeah.
You're honoured on this side. The sisters are honoured.
Oh,
No, you didn't record it. I knew she was going to say that.
I didn't think you
I
did.
didn't record it.
I didn't think you did.
She said, remember, it all happened so fast. But I went on my hard drive and I did find the photos and I did download some of them. So I have got them. Okay. Anything else from anyone? She said, you can talk to me anytime. I'm helping from the other side. She said, I'm still learning how to do this.
Thank you, Sherry.
I'll never forget any of your kindness, all of your kindness. Yeah, we love you too. She said, I love you. We love you too.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I've got to go. She's tired now. It was too much. She's holding a blue rose. She's showing it to me. She said, "You were right." I was right. It was Mary Magdalene that told me you order the blue rose.
Mm.
Yeah, she's with all these women and they're like sisters with beautiful God, I wish I could paint it. Veils, head
Mm.
protection. She said you'll find out about that in the here. Um and the children. She's with them all. And all the women and the helpers. Okay. All right. Oh, I wish I could draw that picture. Okay.